Hi everyone. We are going with the series of arrays like types of array. So we have seen fixed size array, unpacked and packed array. Now we will be going with the dynamic array. So let's take a new page. Okay, see here dynamic array. As the name itself says that dynamic, meaning during the simulation time, the size of the array can be changed. Let's say size of the array can be changed. And we have seen that in the fixed size array, the size of the array was fixed. Let's say we have the int array. So here I will be adding the size of the array 4. So in this dynamic array, like size is changing during the simulation time. So this is the behavior of this dynamic array. So let's see the syntax now. Like in the syntax, let's consider an example. As in the previous example, we have seen this 7 down to 0. Like I will be declaring one data type and the name of the array. Let's say here I will be giving an example, and so here like we just need to add this as a square bracket. So the syntax will be the data type and the array example, meaning array name I can say, and the square bracket. This is the declaration. And now let's with an example. Like let's say normally size we don't know, like if I add this square bracket, so we don't know the size or the depth of the array. So if I want to add the depth of the array, let's say I will be adding 4. So let's take an example, the above example, logic 7 down to 0 example. So here we have the 4. So to um, do meaning to work with the dynamic array, first I will be declaring the size with the new function. So here it comes as a new, like let's say I will be declaring array like initial, begin, and the size of the array will be, let's say we have given this example, right? So example new and the depth of this array. So here I'm assigning that array size will be, meaning the depth of the array will be 4. So this is the one example. With that we can just write the array. Let's say here I will be uh, declaring, normally we will be adding the array, right? Like let's say 1 2 3 4, the one way of declaration. So this is the one example. And now um, during my simulation time, like initial, begin, so the 4 memory locations are created with this new function, new method. So now let's say that if I want to write example like new 8, I can write. So here what will happen is 8 new memory locations are created. So so again I can add this example, and any 8 numbers like new memory locations created. So the previous data will be lost here, like let's say I will be adding 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So 8 depth of the array will be 8. So one thing is here I can notice that, so with every time if I create a new, right, so the data, the previous data will be lost here. So one thing, uh, we have the function like we can retain the old data. So let's say in the interview, normally they may ask like you need to generate a array like some random numbers, and I want to have the previous data. Along with that, I just add few more memory locations. So to do that, let's say I will be adding this example. So new, like here let's give the name, like now we have taken this 8, right? So let's take that new new of 10 and example. So you just write the previous whatever the array it has. So here you write the array name. So like whatever the data we adding to this array, right? So those eight depth of the array will be same, and extra, like let's say 13 14 we can add. So these are the one examples of the dynamic array. And inbuilt functions, I can say there are two functions I can say. Like one is size. If I want to check the, like normally we will be with the new method we will be writing the array size, right? So here we have the size of the array size, and one more delete. So let's say how we can write is like function we have, like array name. Let's say one example I will be giving, example dot size. So I will be calling inbuilt function of this dynamic array. So what we need to do, array name dot size, and this. And one more way, like if I want to delete that entire array, let's say here I will be example dot delete. That's it. So these are the theory behind this dynamic array, I can say. Now let's go with the EDA playground. Let's understand what I can, what we can work with the dynamic array. Let's say I will be creating one array. Let's say module tb and end module. So I will be creating array with as we have seen the previous right logic, and 7 down to 0. It's not only necessary that we can write with 7 down to 0, even we can add 2 down to 0, 3 down to 0, and even the data type can be string, integer, whatever we can add. So let's say here I have added example, right? So example and the square bracket. So this is we can say that this is the declaration. And now if I want to use this uh, array, right, I will be adding initial, begin, and the end. So with the new method I will be writing the depth of the array will be, let's say 4, and just take this copy. So here 4 memory locations will be created. Now if I want to write the data, normally let's generate on for each loop. We will be knowing the random number I can generate. So just for each of I, begin, and generate a random number. Let's say I will be using this $u random to this array, and display statement. Let's add that statement dynamic array. Example of that, and I will be adding that example of this one and this one I, and and this example of I. Copy it and paste it. Now save it. Okay, select the simulator and check any syntax error or something. Let's run. Okay, so example token line number 17. So what it is saying is display dynamic array random generated value dynamic array example percentage t I. Okay, so here we are missing this comma. So adding this comma. Okay, see, random numbers are generated. So now, like this is the array 0, 1, 2, 3. So 4 memory locations are created and the values will be generated. See, what I was telling the previous example is if I don't use this 0D, right? So there will be 30, as this I will be integer type, so 32-bit data will be reserved for them. So better to add this 0, even if you see here as well, 32-bit data will be there. So just add 0 to both side and save and run once again. So see, for random numbers are generated. Now, if I want to create one more um, example, right? Like let's say I will be adding control paste and I will be during my simulation time, I have changed the array look. So now um, just display that. Let's copy this for each loop and paste it. And now I don't want to generate the random data and see what will happen. Save it and run it. So we have created 8 memory locations, like meaning the size or depth of the array will be 8. And again for each of the array, see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the earlier data we have, that is gone. Like we have the values only x. And if I want to generate anyway, see if I generate this one, that data will be some random numbers are generated. Now I don't want to this kind of behavior. Let's I will be retaining now my previous data. So you to to do that we have this one, right? So here, so to retain this data we will be seeing this example. So go back to this one and add this example and save it and see we have generated the 4, meaning the depth of the array here in the first time will be 4. Let's say here we add dynamic array second time just for our references, second time array. So like I want to retain 0, 1, 2, 3. So just add this plus 4. So for each when I is 0, it will go to directly the fourth location. So and save and run it. See 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 has 54, 60, 125 and 226. 54, 60, 125, 226 and the new data will be generated. So here we have saved the previous data and top of that we are able to run the new generated value. So now we are done with this array and now if I want to check, like let's say I will be declaring on the int variable int j and I want size of the array. So let's say that array functions I can say that functions dot size display size of the array is percentage 0d and just declare that j and save. And see here the function like we are using this size. So at the end of the simulation we should be able to see what it is saying is system verilog is not expected in this one. Okay, so let's cut it and add this in the before initial begin int a. So now save it and run it. Okay, see the size of the array is during this time 8. Okay, now add one more time before creation of this one. So here during let's add after second time size of the array after second time. And during this time we are able to generate the 4, right? See here the size of the array is 4 and after the second time, meaning second time we are able to see it. Now if I want to remove the int, okay, so let's add final array. Let okay. So here display one more use display statement here. So second time final array I can say. So for array declaration, we have the this percentage 0p, and this always just adding example here, not example of I. Save it and run it. So now we will be having this size of the array is 8, and one final block will be generated. See, final array, and the values by default, all the values are in hex. So if you convert this 34, it will be 54. 36 in hex will be 54. So now if I want to delete that array, right? Example, let's say example dot delete. So now we are deleting this one. So here again, just copy this one, and so we are let's say j. Okay, let it be j only. Size of the array, and after deletion I can say the final array after deleted function. Hmm. See here the final array is this one, and size of the array is after second term is 8. Okay, final array after deleted, the function is 0, it doesn't have anything, and size of the array, let's say here after deleted, and I'll just add one random statement here after deleted is 0, like save it and run once more. So here now we are able to delete and check the size. So we are gone through with the delete function, size, and how we can retain the data, and oh, yeah, the depth of the array, the declaration, and all. So this is all about the dynamic array. It's a very important topic in interviews. They may ask questions like use case of dynamic array, the difference between dynamic and static. Static in the sense, so these two, fixed size array and unpacked packed array. So now the another topic remaining is associative array. So we will cover this in the next. So this is also most important, I can say, for interview point of view, as well as in our use cases.